Hey everyone, how's it going? Sam here, back again with episode 5 of the mystery record unboxing video. Thanks for joining me on this intrepid journey as we make it to episode 5 of me opening up a bunch of records and sharing them all with you cool people back at home. Again, got a couple of boxes today. Only got 3 boxes today because I know one of them has at least 2 records in it. So in an effort to kind of make this not as long, we're just going to stick with that number. Again, if you're new to the show, feel free to like and subscribe. I do this every week. I apologize because that's a lie because I did not do this last week. I was feeling a bit under the weather, so I had to skip it. My voice was a little off. But we're back again here today. Going to open up some records. We'll be back again next week as well. A little shout out, sporting the Spirit Adrift shirt today. New album comes out later this week, so I'm like super stoked. Nate and company, Spirit Adrift is just like huge, big fan of that band. But I can assure you that their new album is not in this pile right here. So maybe next time. But without further ado, shall we get into it? This first one is pretty cool. It's from Daptone Records. Bam, you can see right here. Cool little sticker. Super into it. And that record inside, they're like, I think they do mostly kind of like funk and jazz and soul and blues, like a lot of like represses and stuff like that. I'm not super familiar with their catalog, so maybe I'm lying and maybe I'm completely wrong. But when I've been browsing their website, I saw a bunch of that kind of stuff. But they always stuck with me because they always carried stuff by this band, the Budos Band. They just had a new album come out this past Friday, Long in the Tooth, which is incredible, and I would highly recommend it. I've listened to it maybe like 3 or 4 times already, and it's been out for like 3 or 4 days. But it's incredibly good, and this one is just as good in my opinion. This is the first album I've heard by them. It's called Burnt Offerings, particularly the song right here, Black Hills. That's kind of what sold me on them, aside from the super sick artwork as you can see right here. I know that primarily we talk about metal on this channel, but bands like the Budos, they get a pass, because honestly, I feel like people who enjoy metal music would probably really enjoy this band right here. I guess it's a funk band. I'm not quite sure what to call them. It's instrumental. If I had to like compare it, I don't know, the ones that come to my mind immediately are stuff like The Comet Is Coming or like Bad Bad Not Good. I'm just not quite sure what to label it as. There's a bunch of boys in it. There's like nine different boys you can choose from, But what's so cool about it is it's just how it sounds. Like this kind of sounds like this kind of sounds like what you would hear in a high fantasy film set primarily in the desert. So maybe something like Conan the Barbarian, for instance, or those old like Tolkien animation, like Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, like the Boss and Rankin. I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Those kind of animation videos, it's just a very specific style and era of fantasy that this band consistently reminds me of. If you're into like Dungeons and Dragons, if you're a dungeon master and you want something to put on the background to kind of get everyone excited, get everyone into the zone, this band, absolutely. That song I mentioned, Black Hills, just put it on, just see how it feels. It's incredible. I got nothing but good things to say about these guys right here. Daptone was having a $10 sale, and I went there to buy a bunch of Budos, and this was the only one that they had left, which is fine because it was the one that I wanted the most. So I'm glad that, if anything, I was able to get this. Couldn't grab anything else. It was all sold out. But this album is absolutely incredible. Big fan. If you love instrumental music, just check it out. Just check it out, If you like metal, it's not really a metal band, but like, hey, there's enough crossover appeal that like I feel like you really dig it. Again, that's the Budos Band, the album Burnt Offerings. I think it's like their 4th album. Not entirely sure, but like, I don't know. Wikipedia or whatever. Box number 2. Bam. A little chunky, a little hefty to it. This one's pretty cool. These guys are from my home state. This is Elder. This is Dead Roots Stirring. This is, I believe, their 2nd album. And is honestly really catchy. I think like saying that something is catchy when it comes to like metal bands or like hard rock bands, I feel like kind of like people are like, ew, like catchy, like pop music is catchy. And it's like, yeah, pop music is catchy, but like there's no reason why hard rock or like heavy metal can't be catchy either. There's a time and a place for everything, you know, and especially that. And Elder with Dead Root Stirring absolutely nail that feeling in like excess. Super catchy riffs. They get stuck in your head all the time. This one comes on a beautiful gold splattered like dark green swamp color, which I think kind of works in favor for the record itself because I'm not quite sure where this is supposed to be, but it kind of looks like a marsh to me. So I think that the green kind of works in its favor. The title track alone, Dead Root Stirring, I think it's absolutely worth the price of admission alone. If you're not a fan of Elder, definitely get on that. Definitely check that out. And that's only second to this one, their other album, Lore. This is, I believe, their third album. And this is the first one that I heard. I remember not being familiar with the band, but like when this one dropped, a lot of publications were like raving about it. Perfect Score. People were like super into this. And ever since this one came out, just a steady momentum, just a steady rise to the top for these three boys. I don't want to like go on too much about Elder because I feel like if you are familiar with the band, you already know, or if you're like, I feel like if you're into heavy music in general, you know enough about Elder that like you don't want to hear me continue going on and on. It comes on this really cool like cotton candy kind of starburst color, which I feel like is kind of fitting for the artwork. I think it looks really pretty, to be honest. I like Dead Root Stirring, but Lore I think is absolutely perfect in my eyes. I think this album is incredibly good. It's again kind of like the Budos Band. It's hard to say exactly what kind of genre you would throw it into. Saying it's like stoner doom just does it a disservice. You know, it's very progressive, very psychedelic, very catchy, long riffs, like 10-minute long songs. If you're a fan of something like the Budos Band, or if you're into the kind of like the whole desert rock kind of feel, I feel like you would definitely dig this band. If you want to get into heavy metal, but you're still kind of turned off by like all the death metal and all that kind of stuff, I feel like Elder is super accessible. There's no like screaming or growling, but the voices, it's all clean vocals. The songs are just like beautiful in my opinion. I honestly feel like if you want to get into like heavier stuff, Elder is a absolutely great starting place. Caught them live a handful of years ago. They were excellent live too. Hung out at the merch booth, you know, like really cool people. I can't say enough good things about these guys. These two albums are represses. They were going to go on tour this year. Obviously got canceled, but they threw them up on Bandcamp. Wasn't sure if it was for Bandcamp Friday or if it just accidentally coincided with it. But I lucked out and saw it, so I was able to nab these two, and pretty happy about that, to be honest. So again, that is Dead Root Stirring and Lore from Elder, a band that if you have not heard, you should definitely check out. And last but not least, it's 7-inch time. A little cute 7-inch time. I always like to end the show with a little 7-inch. I think they're really fun. Don't know what this is. Oh, well, it wouldn't be an episode of Mystery Record Unboxing Video if there was not an appearance by this guy right here. Lustre. Still can't pronounce it. Nor this title. Dixerent. I don't know. This is a split though between Lustre and Oscidur Transcendens. I don't know. Please don't hurt me. Oscidur Transvendes. That's as good as I'm going to get it. Not familiar with that second artist. But if you have watched the other episodes, you know I'm a huge fan of Lustre. Small recap. Atmospheric black metal. Very steeped in heavy synths, you know. A lot of crossover appeal. People who are into like electronic music and dungeon synth. But let's talk about a few things I noticed right off the bat. First off, packaging feels really nice. I love collecting 7-inches, and I know that the DIY aesthetic to it is kind of part of the big appeal, where like anyone can kind of produce a 7-inch, you know, limited run, you know, take some paper, make a little like sleeve out of it, nice little jacket. And I know that like the quality of the jacket for a 7-inch should come a second to the music, which I agree it should. But it's always nice when you get something like this and you just immediately realize that like, wow, it feels really, really nice. Really, really big fan of this. I know it comes on a standard black. Cool little artwork right here. And to be honest, cool little artwork all over. Like, this is the back of it right here. Beautiful colors. Beautiful artwork. This is the front of it. I love the wisps of smoke. And it's also important to notice that apparently it's also signed by Lustre himself. I did not know that upon purchasing. It was kind of something I noticed as I was checking out. So I stopped, messaged the seller, and I was like, "Hey, is that Lustre? Is that his signature?" And as far as they can tell, like, yes, it is. And I think that's pretty cool. I don't like normally try to like go for like sign like memorabilia like that, you know, like I just like having it the sign portion, like it's just bonus, but it's not like make or break for me. But for an artist that like is slowly becoming probably like my most collected artist in my collection, it's kind of cool to have a piece that's signed by him. So that's really cool. Again, this is a 7-inch split between Lustre. Important to note, it's on I Void Hanger Records, label that I have been bumping and ripping. I think they are super cool. I think last episode had some stuff by them as well. Absolutely can't. I think they're top of their game right now. And if you're not familiar with them, they put out really cool black metal and death metal right now. Definitely worth checking out. And honestly, like I promised, short episode, and that kind of brings this one to a close. Again, thank you guys all for hanging out with me. Apologize for not being here last week. I will be here next week with more records open up. Closer to Halloween, I plan on doing kind of like a spooky horror movie kind of episode, you know, and show some cool stuff off as well. Because if there's one thing I like more than music, it's probably movies. And if you know me, I love horror movies, and I have all kinds of cool stuff I would love to share with you guys out there. So again, thank you for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe, share with your friends. My Instagram handle, Not Your Nachos, has some cool record photos. I'll link below. Check out the channel for some previous videos as well. But more importantly, thank you guys for hanging out with me. I love doing this, and I love just talking with you guys. So again, big, big thank you. And without further ado, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys all next week. Take care.